Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and we've got a quick, I say a quick plant unboxing today. I'm going to briefly unbox a plant to show you what I bought, and then I'm going to, in the second section of the video, I'm going to basically explain what event triggered the purchase of this plant and why and where it's going to go. So you'll see, if you might be aware, one of my shorter videos I did recently, an act of sheer vandalism by my neighbour. I'm joking really, it's not too flustered, but it has had led me to buy this plant, so I'm going to quickly unbox it and show you what I bought. Just listening to the helicopter in the background, it's amazing. As soon as you turn on the video camera, a helicopter or an aeroplane arrives, or the neighbour starts using power tools, even when you do this in the evening. Anyway, let's just open this up quickly and show you what I've got here, and then I'll explain why I bought it in the second section of the video. Don't need to save the box. It's looking a bit yellowy, but I think it'll recover fairly quickly. Quite resilient. This plant has come from Victoriana Nursery. So what we have got here is a kiwi berry, but most crucially, what it is a male kiwi berry. This variety is Wiki or Waiki. It's spelled W-E. Let's have a look. I think it's W-E-I. W-E-I-K-I. So I don't know if it's probably Waiki, because Wiki would be like Wikipedia. So it's quite a good sized plant. It's between 2 and 3 feet tall. Got a nice strong stem. So I'm hoping it'll grow away quite quickly. I've no idea if it'll be capable of flowering next year. Unlikely, but it should flower within a couple of years. I think that's my guilty neighbour there, hammering away right now to make sure that I can't mention him on this video. It's in a decent sized pot. As I said, it came from Victoriana Nursery. I think the plant, I don't know if I've got the invoice here or not. Let's have a look, see. No, I haven't got the invoice to hand. I think the plant was about £15, so not particularly expensive. So I'm gonna stop the video, flip the camera around, and explain where it's going to go and why I've taken the opportunity to get this one. That's if you can hear me over my neighbour's guilty hammering. I'll turn the camera around and speak to you again. Right, so to explain further, on our gardens here, we have obviously shared boundaries. However, on the left hand side of my garden, looking back from the house, the fence on the left hand side is actually legally my fence. I own the fence, but it's a shared boundary, and obviously my neighbour enjoys the use of the fence on his side for privacy, and he can pretty much do what he wants on his side. And the fence on the other side of the garden is actually the neighbour's fence, but I actually renewed it because the landlord didn't want to spend any money on the fence, so I actually put the new fence in on that side. And the fence at the bottom of the garden is a joint fence that's owned or maintained by both of us, me and the people who are at the end of the garden. So basically my neighbour has just had his garden very nicely re-landscaped. It hasn't really got any plants in it, just one tiny little border, because neither him nor his wife are interested in gardening. So basically it's all been laid to paving stones, but she wanted to have, I presume because I can't see their side, she wanted to have, I presume, their side of the fence painted. I did this side of mine some years ago, and what I came home to the other day, basically when I was setting this border and this garden up here, I installed plastic trellis work against my fence panels that are nailed into place, and obviously at the top we have this decorative trellis work. And basically what happened the other day, you might be aware of how large my kiwi berry was. This is the one that I put in 5 years ago that was meant to be an Arguta Issai and turned out to be a female plant of another variety. We don't know what it is yet. It might be Ken's Red, and I'll be going into how I'm hoping to find out what that is in a minute. You're probably aware the plant was absolutely huge, and obviously it had grown over the top of the fence into his garden and was growing very nicely on my side. And when I planted the plant, rather like the remains of that passion flower there, it climbed up the trellis work that I installed for that purpose, obviously entwined itself around the decorative trellis work at the top, rather like my campsis has there. You can probably see it's growing through the trellis at the top, and that was obviously supporting the plants. Now, because his wife decided she wanted their side of the fence to be repainted, my neighbour came along and cut all of my plants away from the trellis work and fence on my side so that he could lift that decorative trellis out the top and paint it. And the only problem was that was what was supporting my plant up, so the whole plant collapsed onto the top of my border here. It did break several of the stems on the feature, which I've now removed. There's the remains of the plant there. So obviously I've had to and he also cut through my green trellis work, so I've had to re-nail that and reattach the vine, but obviously I've had to remove probably 3/4 of the plant so that I could get it upright again. However, every cloud has a silver lining. Now, as you know, I've not been getting any fruits because it is a female only plant, and on the panel next to it I did have a decorative passion fruit that was killed in the extreme cold winter. When we had that freezing spell in December 22, it killed the plant and it never recovered. So I'm going to take the opportunity to plant that male, and I've cut away other plants around it to give it more light. I'm going to take the opportunity to plant the male just next to where, just slightly to the side of the stem where the passion fruit remains are. And obviously I'm expecting the male plant to grow up here and up to the top, and I'm hoping that within 2 years I will have a male plant that is flowering heavily next to the female. And finally, because obviously this will grow back quite strongly because it's been cut back so hard, obviously the hope is that with a male and female next to each other, provided the male survives and takes off, we should finally get some kiwi berries. And obviously at that time I'm wondering if it might be Ken's Red, but I don't know for sure, but obviously we'll find out at that time. So that's why I bought the male, due to events that were beyond my control. But as I said, it's triggered off the opportunity for me to plant a male and hopefully get some fruits off this. And of course I'll be able to keep the male a little bit more compact because it only needs to have a few flowers on it to pollinate the female flowers, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the plant next to it. So that's the video, that's the unboxing and the explanation. I hope it wasn't too convoluted. Thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Welcome to of course share the video, subscribe to my channel and click the bell if you'd like to get updates, which will of course hopefully include the male wiki or wiki plant adjusting well to its new position and growing well this summer, and I'll try and give it a good feed to make sure it takes off nicely. Catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.